Have you ever wondered if you're tracking the right numbers in your finances? Honestly, most people are tracking dozens of numbers in their finances, whether it be account balances, investment returns, credit scores, and while those numbers definitely serve a purpose on your journey, the truth is there are 3 numbers that truly determine your financial future. And guess what? They're probably not the ones that you're thinking about. On this episode of Money Talks with Njideka, in my effort to help you ditch the financial overwhelm and simplify your money management, I'm going to help you cut through the chaos to reveal the primary 3 numbers that you actually need to track for financial success. I am Njideka, a financial advisor and coach who helps professionals cut through the noise and focus on what truly moves the needle in your financial life. My goal is to turn complex money concepts into more simple, actionable steps that you can get results from. Now, before we dive in, do not forget to hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment below with which number that I'm going to talk about surprises you the most, and share this video with your friends who may be drowning in financial spreadsheets with all these different financial numbers. So, if you are ready to learn which 3 numbers can truly predict and influence your financial health, then let's go. Let me introduce you to what I like to call the big 3. Number 1, your financial freedom factor, also known as your money multiple. This number matters more than your salary, but also is partly dependent on it. Think of this like your financial flexibility score. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much wiggle room you have after covering essential expenses. Imagine your income is a basketball team and your fixed expenses are the opposing team. A high money multiple means your team is dominating the court with plenty of room to score extra points and achieve your financial goals. Now, to explain the opposite, let's go with another analogy. Imagine your finances are like a tightrope walk. A low money multiple means you're walking that rope with no safety net below. One wrong step, like an unexpected expense or a job loss, and you could come crashing down. It's a shaky situation that can leave you feeling stressed and vulnerable. So how do you calculate this number? You do so by dividing your monthly income by your monthly fixed expenses. You want to aim for 2.5 times or higher because that shows true flexibility. So as an example, let's say that you make $6,000 in monthly income and have $2,000 in fixed expenses. Dividing $6,000 by $2,000 would mean that your money multiple is 3x. So in real world terms, a 3x multiple means you have a strong safety net and plenty of room to breathe financially. It's like walking that same rope, but it's not so tight, and you have a trampoline below. So even if you stumble, you'll bounce back quickly. So if I'm talking to a person with kids, I might drive this point home by saying how understanding this number would help you gauge how well you can handle unexpected expenses like a surprise medical bill or a broken appliance without derailing your budget, or how the flexibility would allow you to invest more into your children, whether that be into a college fund or their extracurricular activities. Now, if I'm talking to a person with no kids, I might drive the importance of this point home by showing how understanding this number helps you have more options to pursue your passions. It allows you to travel more, even take a career break without worrying, or invest more aggressively to achieve your financial goals faster, whether that may be for the reasons of early retirement, buying a home, or starting a business. And obviously both scenarios are interchangeable. But overall, a 3x multiple provides a sense of security, opportunity, and peace of mind, regardless of your family situation. It's a strong indicator of financial health and a stepping stone to achieving your long-term goals. Oh, and here's a pro tip. A higher multiple means more money for wealth building, not lifestyle inflation. All right, number 2, your growth engine, also known as your wealth building rate. This number reveals your real wealth building speed. So if you're only counting your 401k contributions as wealth building, you are missing 70% of the wealth building picture. So this number is like your financial growth rate. Imagine your money is a plant. Just like a plant needs water and sunlight to thrive, your money needs to be actively invested and nurtured to grow. So this number shows how much of your income is actively working for you, building wealth through investments or business ventures or skill development. So how do you calculate this number? by dividing your monthly wealth building activities by your monthly income. So let me talk real numbers to help you better understand this concept, because it might be a little confusing. I'm going to introduce you to 3 people with the same income, but they're maximizing their growth engine in distinctly different ways. So let me introduce you to Sarah. She makes $5,000 monthly, and based on her best judgment, she thinks she's doing okay. She puts $400 into her 401k every month and adds $100 to her stock portfolio. That's a total of $500 in wealth building. So if you take $5,000 divided by 500, that means that she has a wealth building rate of 10%. Well, unbeknownst to Sarah, technically, she's in the slow lane based on having a rate of 10% or less. Here's the hard truth. At the rate that she's going, Sarah is looking at working an extra decade or more, missing market opportunities, staying vulnerable to financial emergencies, and remaining trapped in the paycheck to paycheck cycle. Now, meet Michael. Same $5,000 in monthly income, but watch this. Michael is putting $750 into his 401k and $500 into a brokerage account invested in index funds. He invests $300 to build an online course and $250 to get a key certification in his field. Yes, in this case, I am treating an expense as an investment because I believe this is a key money mindset shift. Some people grumble over paying for some things that are actually investments that will boost their mindset, boost their skill set, and potentially boost their income and have the potential to accelerate their wealth building journey. Okay, now back to Michael. He's also putting $200 into a dividend stock portfolio, meaning he's buying income for the future. So that's a total of $2,000 per month towards wealth building. Now that means that his rate is 40%. The difference between Sarah and Michael isn't just saving, he is building wealth in multiple lanes. Thus, we'd say he's in the fast lane, which is for people that are saving between 30% and 40%. The last example that I'm going to give you is Lisa. And to be honest, Lisa's going above and beyond. Nonetheless, I think that showing the example is still relevant. So Lisa also makes $5,000 a month. However, let's say that she's putting $1,000 into real estate investments. That could be towards a down payment into buying a home or into investments like REITs or real estate investment trusts. She also puts $750 into her 401k. She spends $500 towards business development, puts $250 into bonds, puts $200 into skills training, and $300 into a brokerage account with index funds. Her wealth building rate is 60%. What this really emphasizes is the power of taking control of your finances and having a grip on your expenses. As you could imagine, a common wealth building principle like living below your means comes into play, especially with Lisa. Ultimately, the secret to growing wealth isn't just your salary, it is your wealth building rate. And most people are shocked when they calculate their real number. So here's a pro tip. Create a wealth building inventory. List everything you do monthly that builds future wealth. Include courses, side hustles, and investments. You're probably doing more than you think. So go calculate your wealth building rate. And finally, number 3. Your ultimate target, also known as your financial freedom number. This is your actual financial independence goal. So if you do not know your financial freedom number, you are building wealth without a destination. It's like planning a road trip without knowing where you're going. We are constantly told to save and invest, but no one tells us exactly how much we need. So your financial freedom number is your finish line goal. It is more than just the amount of money that you need invested to generate passive income that can cover all of your expenses. Think of it as the key to unlocking your dream life, a place where work is optional and you can spend your days doing whatever you love and whatever is most fulfilling to you. It is a destination that will allow you to live life on your terms without relying on a 9-to-5 if that's what you want, or without actively working your business if that's what you want. Many traditional calculations for financial freedom do not account for factors like inflation, unexpected expenses, or changes in lifestyle needs. So, some examples of how lifestyle needs may evolve over time include for healthcare. So when you're younger, you may only need basic health insurance and occasional doctor visits. But as you age, you may require more specialized care, prescription medications, and potentially long-term care services. Or let's say housing. Well, the younger you are, you may prioritize affordability and convenience. While when you get older, you may need a home that's accessible and accommodates changes in physical needs. What about support services? The younger you may be more independent and require minimal assistance, while the older you may need help with household chores, errands, and personal care. All of that costs. So here's the basic formula. Your annual expenses times 25 equals your financial freedom number. But here's where it gets interesting. Let's take a real life example. Let's call him James. James prides himself on being a minimalist. His annual expenses are $40,000 per year, meaning his financial freedom number would be $1 million. So if James is 45 and wants to reach his financial freedom number by age 60, he'd need a $2,000 monthly investment in order to get there. Or let's take Marcus, who wants to maintain his lifestyle of $120,000 in expenses annually. Given his financial freedom number would be $3 million, if he was trying to reach that, let's say in 15 years, he would need to be saving around $6,000 per month. Keep in mind, one, that this is based on the assumption that they'd be taking 4% withdrawals in retirement. And two, it is also worth mentioning that none of us know what financial instruments will be available at the time of retirement, but there are some that, if structured properly, could technically help you require a bit less money to obtain your desired lifestyle. But that's where having a personalized consultation comes in, so we won't go too far down that road. Oh, and if you think those monthly required investments are too high, remember that there are several ways to accelerate your journey towards financial freedom, including increasing your income by negotiating a raise, starting a side hustle, or investing your skills to boost your earning potential. You could reduce your expenses, right? So identify areas where you can cut back and live more frugally, or you can invest wisely by choosing investments that align with your risk tolerance and your long-term goals. And you can also build passive income streams by exploring opportunities to generate income without actively working, such as rental properties or dividend-paying stocks or whatever may make sense for you. Just remember that the reason that most people get this wrong includes that they are underestimating the real expenses, they are forgetting the inflation adjustment, they are not accounting for lifestyle creep, and they ignore the rising healthcare costs, just to name a few. Now, all of that was a mouthful, okay? When we put it all together, these three numbers work together like a financial dream team. Ultimately, you want to track them monthly, implement strategies to improve them, and automate your finances to accelerate your progress towards them. Remember, managing your finances effectively doesn't require tracking every penny on countless spreadsheets. While I'm not saying ignore all other numbers, I am saying that you definitely want to give focus to these pivotal numbers, because doing so can help you gain control of your financial destiny. So, are you ready to accelerate your wealth building journey? Well, I'm excited to announce and give you the opportunity to join the waitlist for my new community, Boldly Building Wealth. I want to help you link arms with other like-minded individuals committed to closing the wealth gap in our families and in our communities. Together, we can make the path to financial freedom less intimidating and more achievable. Remember, wealth building is simple, but it's not easy. If you focus on the right numbers over time, success will follow. So until next time, this is Njideka, helping you build wealth with clarity and purpose.